Oh, hey, Alice. Fancy seeing you here at the place I always see you, so it's not really a surprise. It's just good to see you. We have some very special guests tonight. We have Clay and Joseph from Big Jed's Big Rigs joining us this evening, and we have Gerbil Chris Jackson
Gerbil Chris
as well.
God damn it.
You got a nose ring.
Oh, I do. You've not even said anything about it since I've seen you. This is the first time you've said anything about it.
I'm just now seeing it.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck you. I did actually. Funny story. My daughter wanted to get a nose ring. She just turned 14.
And you were like, "Fuck you!
And
I'm getting a nose ring, not you."
That's exactly what happened. I was like, "I'll get one, and you can watch. How about that instead? And then you can know what it's like to get a nose ring for your birthday." That's actually all we did for her birthday.
Is that really what happened?
I was like, "You idiot!"
Wait? Are you serious?
No.
I was gonna say that'd be so.
We did a lot more than that. Actually, we went on a little trip for her birthday. We went to Charleston, North Carolina. Went to the beach, and part of the plan was to get it while we were on this trip that we made. She got sunburned pretty good at the beach. And her face was a bit sunburned, so she decided she wasn't going to do it. But a little after that, actually this past Sunday, we went ahead and did it. But anyway, when she was talking about that she wanted to get her nose pierced, I was like, you know what, fuck, I'll get mine pierced with her.
I got a wicked farmer's tan at Muddy Roots.
Oh, nice, you did. It looks good, man.
It's been about a week or so it's not.
I think farmer's tans are great. That's I just always rock a farmer's tan. I have a perma farmer's tan.
It's got a tattooed farmer's tan.
I thought he was like pulling up his sleeve to show us this piercing he got on his arm. Right?
Yeah. It's just hanging out.
I got the soft skin pierced.
Right. Oh my god! Somebody's got to do it. Somebody has done it.
That would be too fucking painful. I've gotten tattoos that drift off into the area, and I'm just like, don't you fucking touch me.
That's the only one I got, and it was a bitch.
Ooh,
you've seen
interesting. Yes, and every time it surprises me. You don't often see a tattoo on the palm. Yeah.
Yeah. Every time I'm like, oh, that's new.
So it's a bit faded. You've had it a while, eh?
It got like that pretty much like after 6 months, and now it hasn't changed since then.
Do you with the left? That's why.
That's only on special occasions.
Yeah.
You got to save that, you know.
When you want to bless the session.
That's called the stranger.
Especially if you make it fall asleep first, right? So enough about jerking each other off.
Yeah. Enough of that. Moving on.
I guess we didn't talk about jerking each other off. I was just thinking
that was just a Freudian slip you made just now.
Frauding slip. What?
And on that note, you guys have a couple singles out.
Yeah. And unfortunately, they are not about group jerks.
Man.
They're about the next best things though, which is Clay getting too fucked up at family events and a shotgun wedding. So
okay.
Nice.
I thought you were talking about shotgunning beers or something like that.
No,
which we might do tonight on the podcast.
Before you guys got here,
a bunch of Coors Lights.
We were just talking about "Don't Be a Dick," another great track of y'all's.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I forgot I did those.
It's a great song.
"Don't Be a Dick" is great.
Yeah. That's what we were talking about before you guys walked up. And
speaking of dicks,
it's for a song called "Don't Be a Dick," it's like pretty deep.
Yeah,
like it covers a lot of shit in that song.
Yeah, no, when I was fucking writing that, I was like drunk on the back porch with my dogs, and I was just like, I'm just gonna write out what the fuck I believe in. Because if y'all seen that the creator of that Netflix series like Hill House and the last one they did, Midnight Mass.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, you know how they get all deep and she's like, fucking, what do you believe in? And he's like, well, I believe fucking when we die, like we get that whole DMT trip or whatever the hell, and our fucking neutrons are all firing off and shit. Well, I believe in science, and Buddhism is the only thing that makes sense. So I had to like literally explain to my wife how that works. as she's having an existential crisis because she was drunk when we were watching it, and she was like, what do you believe? And I was like, look, man, when we die, like ghosts, I don't believe in ghosts and energies and all that shit. When we die, our matter scatters. That's literal fucking decomposing. And we're shot back into the fucking universe and we become a million goddamn things all at the same time. Just over and over and over again. We're just recycled. And I was like, so literally, I will meet you a million fucking times over.
That's
and
cool.
That is like the best thing to believe. Because, like, think about it. Would you want to die and then be reborn with the same fucking consciousness you have when you're like 80 and just over it? like
you're, damn it, not this shit again.
You're born kicking and screaming into the world and you can't even use your fucking functions.
Absolutely not. No, I don't want to come back here.
Yeah, it's like
I want it to be, if it's anything, please pick something else. Fuck.
Yeah, it's just a fucking hard reset.
Yeah.
And I like that because that's like that's observable. Like we do decompose and become part of everything.
Yeah.
Like that's like we know that to be true, which is cool. Yeah. I don't know. I have no fucking idea. And I think about it a lot. Like it's funny that we started talking about that because that's something I ask everybody who comes on is what do you think happens after we die?
Yeah.
It's usually the last thing we started with it tonight.
Yeah, we got it deep quick.
Well, y'all brought up don't be a dick.
Yeah.
That's true.
We're gonna get the death out of the way
Alex, it's
early.
your fault.
Get the death out of the way early so we can enjoy the rest of
Yeah,
it.
we
we're
can
gonna
get to the
hard
dumb shit.
reset.
For sure.
Um,
I've heard about the DMT thing, like, you know, it releases in your brain after you die and stuff. And I'd heard about that. I never really put a whole lot of thought into it other than, and then someone mentioned that, you know, maybe that's just the afterlife. And maybe like since your brain gets flooded with it, maybe it lasts, it seems to at least last forever.
Yeah, because
And
like
that's like the eternal afterlife that religion talks about.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit. Because you like mentioned like that being like quantifiable. That was like the first thing that I was like, that like actually literally makes sense.
yeah, because like doesn't a DMT trip, like even though it's like 15 minutes, it feels like a fucking eternity.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly. Like that
you
time
die
dilation.
longer than 15 minutes.
yeah. Yeah, no, it's wild. It's like that's not inaccurate to say that it takes about 15 minutes and it feels like an eternity, but it's this weird thing where you're also in a minor way aware of yourself sitting there. So it's like you're aware of it taking 15 minutes and taking an eternity at the same time. It's like it really like it like pulls
That's
you
a
in two
mind
different
fuck.
ways. It's weird.
Yeah,
I've never done it. So I don't know. I can't speak
I don't want to
from experience.
It's
But
the last time I did it was like not good, and like I don't think it's I think there might be like some serious risk to it, like it might be dangerous to do, because I felt like I was under attack by something, like in a major way, like I was wrestling for my own like ego and consciousness from something, and I ended up like pulling myself out of it, and like in the middle of like a blast off trip, I just opened my eyes and it was like I hadn't even opened my eyes. Like the visuals were all still there. And I just started like I was screaming. I was like me. I am like me. Like and like trying to ground myself.
yeah.
Because I felt like something was like trying to take control of me. And my poor friend that was sitting next to me is like, what the fuck? What the fuck? But I was freaking out for a minute, but it's weird because like as I started saying that, my visuals backed down in real time. Like as I was saying that, I quit tripping. Like
You started to be able to see the
yeah, like the shit I was seeing like started to disappear. But yeah, anyway, it's definitely a wild fucking thing, and I don't know what to make of that either. Like it could all be in your head, or it could not. I have no idea. It certainly doesn't feel that way. It feels that's something like every trip's different, but that seems to be something unanimous about it is people feel as though they've encountered something. That doesn't mean that that's true. It is an interesting phenomena that people feel that way about it.
Well, I mean, if you're going that deep in your own fucking psyche, you're about to run into yourself.
Yeah,
Or something you don't want to fucking confront.
a part of
Right.
yourself that doesn't even seem like you because it's so deep in. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I mean, I used to fucking dive into psychedelics and shit, but there comes a point when you shouldn't really fuck with your brain like that. Like as I'm drinking fucking Jim Beam, I'm like, you don't need to fuck with your brain, guy.
That's a very.
But-
It is a very different kind of fucking with your brain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like, I'm like, fucking a psychological like attack like that. I
Yeah.
don't.
I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. I also wouldn't say like don't do it because I'm not an authority like on what people put in their bodies. Obviously, like do what you want, Alice. But I've had some really great experiences with it, and I've had experiences like that where I'm like, I don't know. I'm convinced that, which I mean, having this conversation actually makes me double think twice about it. But it it seems to me like they call it a place drug because you go somewhere and it's like I think that's exactly what happens is what you're experiencing is just an out of body experience and you just go somewhere like it's not a hallucination. But again, who fucking knows?
Yeah.
Life is so weird.
Yeah, I mean,
Life
that's
is weird without drugs.
yeah. Like, I think just believe what you want. Let people believe what they want as long as you're not being a dick. You know what I mean? Like,
Good point.
That's a callback.
Right.
yeah. I mean, that's
true, though.
the fucking plain and simple truth. I was just drunk and mad about people.
Oh, I see what you're saying about Buddhism now. Like that, yeah, that is, yeah, just don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that simple.
Yeah. And I mean,
Especially about
if
other
I'm
people's
wrong and if
religion.
the Christian Judeo God is real, as long as I'm not a dick, I'm sure he's not going to be like a fucking an SEC football fan. Like, oh, you don't like this team? Fuck you. You're out.
No, he is going to. Yeah, for sure.
You're going to Auburn.
Yeah,
What if
that's right.
what if you got to the pearly gates and you're like, holy shit, this is real? And then God is like, Clay, why weren't you more of a dick?
Just be like, oh man,
You should have been more of a dick, dude.
should have been more of a dick. You'd been cool, bro.
It'd been pretty
God's
funny
just
if you
a
did. What's this
Be like,
pussy shit, dude?
Remember those fucking times I crushed beer cans on my head at volleyball shows? Come on, man. Tell me I don't have it in me. I got that dog in me. Someone give me a leash.
Okay, so we started talking about Don't Be a Dick, but I'm sorry, what were the two singles that came out?
Lightning Rod and Rumble or Run.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
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 Lightning Rod, I wrote about a time when I got fucked up at my aunt's wedding and like I was drinking for like 3 days. Like sun up drinking, sundown drinking. Like until I finally collapsed in their yard. And I was somehow conscious, but not conscious at the same time. I apparently like
Yeah, it was like a DMT trip. You got so drunk that
Yeah.
it turned into DMT.
Yeah, I got so
Whoa.
drunk I wanted to fight my cousin who had like 2 feet on me.
Yeah.
Because like he's a dick, and I was just like, you talk shit, but you were just like me at my fucking age. And I just laid into him, and his baby mama fucking high fives me. And I was like, hell yeah, I'm justified. But yeah, no, fucking so I was drinking for like 3 days straight. And walking around Chicago hammered is
It's the way to do it.
It's the way to do
Yeah,
it.
right. I mean,
Like
drinking the
there was like a festival going on. There was like a Grateful Dead cover band playing. Like I think their name's like Mr. Blotto or something. It was
Dig it.
definitely like the right time to be walking around shit faced.
Right.
And so yeah, like the third night after all that happens, I'm like off the rails at this point. I'm like talking shit to my cousin. I'm getting high fives. Fucking like I get up for whatever reason. I just like run in the yard and I'm like, I'm gonna make myself fucking puke right now. And apparently I landed in their fucking AC unit because they bring that up to me at every fucking family reunion.
no.
And I'm like, that's all you got to remember me by. And she's like, that's how we know you. And I'm like, you had fucking 18 goddamn years to know me.
Damn.
And like, yeah, so there's a bunch of people like taking pictures of me and laughing like as I'm fucking just gone on the ground. I'm like, thumbs up. And my aunt comes out and she's like, y'all couldn't take care of one goddamn person. Are you fucking kidding? So like I'm getting carried and I could just get dropped off on the floor. And that's basically what lightning rod's about.
Okay.
Nice. And
Where's the title come from in all of this?
Basically just being a lightning rod, being like
Being crazy, being fast. So yeah, I get it.
no, it's more along
Well, I guess
the
a lightning
lines
rod
of,
isn't very fast. It kind of just stays there, doesn't it?
like, you know, y'all know how like there's always that one dude in every group that is just like the butt of the joke. That's the lightning rod. He's the one that catches all the shit.
Okay.
that's Gerbil
yeah,
Chris.
yeah. I mean-
Yeah. The lightning rod.
Yeah.
And I was definitely the fucking lightning rod that weekend.
That's cool that like you can like have these reflective like looking back on shit and I'm like kind of like a very sober like I was the butt of the joke at that time. Like that's cool that you can do that.
Yeah.
Like you actually look at yourself. That's cool. What was the other single?
Oh, Run Boy Run.
I like that one.
Yeah.
It's got a punk rock, pop punk kind of edge to it with a mix of country. It's real cool, man. I like that track.
Yeah, I was on a shitload of Adderall and I was working third shift and
That explains it.
yeah, I lived on caffeine, nicotine, no sleep, and Adderall. And I was just fucking
That sounds awesome.
tweaking at like 6 a.m. Just like at the factory listening to fucking Mumford and Sons for some reason because it was like 2011.
Yeah, fucking, I get it, man.
I was just mad. I was like, this shit's popular. I could write a better goddamn Mumford and Sons song than this. So
That's fair.
That's where
That's
Run
what
Boy
that
Run
was.
comes from.
Okay.
Okay.
Literally
Right on.
just trying to piss off Marcus Mumford. But apparently he's married to my wife's favorite actress, Carrie Mulligan, and they live on a farm and they live just
Carrie Mulligan.
the most fucking period drama ass life.
Period drama.
Yeah.
Never want that.
Oh my god. Have you
Unless
fucked-
it's Carrie Mulligan, I guess.
Have y'all
I don't know
seen
who that is,
Barbie?
but she sounds hot.
I haven't.
Oh my god, no.
I really want
fucking-
to.
I've seen it. It's great.
That fucking Depression Barbie. Oh my god, dude, no.
Yeah,
As soon
dude.
as Depression Barbie showed up on screen, I was just fucking cackling.
Yeah,
Just
man.
dropping in Pride and Prejudice, and I'm just looking at my wife like, yeah.
What kind of music did your parents listen to growing up?
My dad loved Kiss and Motown,
Okay.
and my mom loved Patsy Cline.
Patsy
Nice.
Cline.
I didn't know that she like so like her I wouldn't say I guess her biggest song is Crazy, right? Yeah. That came out in 67 and she died in 69. I had no idea. I didn't know that she was dead. I actually looked it up recently to see if she was alive still. And it was like, no, she died in 69. I was like, what?
Yeah, no.
Such a short-lived.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure like probably a lot of people know that, but I did not know that. I was blown away.
Yeah,
That's
no.
around your neck.
Yeah.
I just
So I
noticed
don't
that.
lose it.
This is how observant I am.
Smart.
Blinders.
Yeah. No, she
And
was
accessible.
She was Loretta Lynn's best friend, and that's who Loretta Lynn named one of her kids after.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, one of Loretta's living kids.
Is her name Patsy?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't
No.
know, maybe it was like a nickname or something. But yeah, it makes sense. That's cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. How'd you know? You know me so well.
I was getting one. I figured to get you one too.
Yeah, but now fucking speaking of Patsy Cline, my mom used to drag me to bars and like every goddamn karaoke event. And that was the one goddamn song she would fucking sing.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Based on what we were just talking about with don't be a dick, I guess you're not a religious person.
I thought you were gonna say, I guess you're not a dick.
No. Like I think the one time I got into Christianity was like youth group, and that was just so I could go see girls because they died in sticks.
Hell yeah.
And like what was funny about that point in my life was like I told my dad I wanted to go to youth group, and he's like, "Why?"
So were your parents not religious either?
My mom's Catholic, but you know how Catholics
I know,
are, and
yeah.
they're not
Yeah,
religious.
yeah.
They're either like stupid fucking religious or they're not religious
At all.
Sure, yeah.
They just say they're Catholic.
They just say they're yeah. I know exactly what you mean. I got some Catholic family too.
Yeah, and my dad never like said he was, but there was one time he was like when Passion of the Christ came out, he was like, "Dude, I fucking cried." But then again, he loved Mel Gibson.
It's more like Mel Gibson.
Anything that man did, my dad was about. Like he had a fucking to the T Mad Max like Halloween costume. He had the fucking jacket, pants, boots, the shotgun, and he had his fucking Rottweiler.
Dude, Mad Max is sick.
Yeah.
Speaking of Mel Gibson, did you hear about Sound of Freedom?
Oh, isn't that
Sound
that
of
fucking movie that the dude who played Jesus in Passion of the Christ is doing?
Yeah. That guy's
Jim
nuts.
Caviezel, isn't that his name?
That guy's a fucking
weird name.
But yes, that's the one. Have you heard about this?
No.
I'm a huge Passion of the Christ fan. That's why I know.
I've
He played
never
Passion of
seen
the
it.
Christ. You've never seen it?
I've never seen
I think
it.
I actually
everyone
haven't
was
seen
a
it
Christian
either.
when Passion of the Christ came out.
Oh, yeah.
The
Fucking
theaters
South
were
Park
like,
had an episode
"Yes,"
about that
right?
shit.
Yeah, like dude, I'm telling you. My family's religious, and so like it was like a big deal. Like they like, oh man, that I remember like we like waited in line in the theater to go see it and shit. And our whole literally this is the only time in my life I ever remember this happening. My extended family, like we all went to go see that fucking movie together. It's when I was living in Mississippi.
What
Close
time
to
did that
that.
come out? That was like early
Had to have
2000s.
been, I had to have been in like
really
fourth
early
or fifth
2000s.
grade in late 90s or early 2000s probably.
Yeah, because I was real fucking little when that came out.
Yeah. Oh, I might have been in high school, so that would have been early 2000s. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I've
I
never-
was in 4th or 5th grade.
How old are you?
I'm 30.
All right, I'm 35. That makes sense then. So I
Yeah.
was in high school.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never saw that one, but I fucking love The Last Temptation of Christ. With
What?
Willem Dafoe.
dude.
Oh, I
You
thought
know,
that
bro.
sounds like
You
a
know.
porno. Like that.
No,
Jesus is-
but I told you about my. I told you about my.
The last temptation of Christ.
It's not a porno, but I did tell you about my Jesus
Go
porno.
away.
No.
I didn't tell you about this.
No.
It's funny you say that because I've had this on spinning in the back of my head for about a decade. It would be great if someone, and I mean, if I gotta do it, I gotta do it. It'd be great if someone made a Jesus Satan porno called "Get Behind Me, Satan." I mean, where Satan just fucks Jesus. I'll direct it. You can star.
Right. Oh my God. Yes. Can I be Satan?
You can be
Or can I
Jesus.
be-
I got an idea. How about we let
All right,
Satan
fuck.
be a woman and just peg him? just really ramp.
I mean,
it
we
up.
all know Satan is definitely a woman, so it makes sense.
It also makes sense that Jesus would have like a daddy dom kind of.
That's good. That's good. You guys are onto something.
Kind of fetish thing going on, right? Yeah, because
Oh,
he's like,
shit.
God's his dad.
Oh God.
I'm gonna have to,
Right.
I'm gonna have to cut this
Abandoned
out
me.
so no one steals it
Yeah.
because it's fucking gold.
Afterward, it's like, tell me that you have to look away from me from what I've done.
Father, into your hands. I commit my spirit.
Oh, I didn't even give you the subtitle. It's Get Behind Me, Satan. and then the subtitle is the second coming of Christ, because this is the sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even the first one.
But anyway,
Okay.
The Last Temptation of Christ does sound like a porno. It's not though. It's Willem Dafoe plays Jesus, and
Oh no way.
it's a Martin
Yeah.
Scorsese film.
Martin.
Dude, it is fucking good. It is so good.
When did it
Anything
come
that
out?
man touches is gold.
Yeah,
Yes.
for real. Willem Dafoe too. Like he kills it. He plays Jesus, and it's insane.
Oh, fun fact about Willem Dafoe. Y'all ever seen Antichrist?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
He
yeah.
needed a
so.
stunt dick because his dick was too big.
No.
Oh, in the beginning.
Yep.
They
Apparently
show
Willem
Willem
Dafoe's got a
Dafoe's fake dick.
hog.
The
director's-
Willem Dafoe. I'm sorry.
Lars von Trier was like, "That's too much."
Yeah.
The
too much.
character.
Yeah, I think the quote was like, "People will not believe this is a real dick because it is so big."
They will think that we. All right. Yeah. Substitute.
So they had to get a porno actor to have a more reasonably sized dick.
Well,
That guy who's
Right.
like, really? Like that's what you're hiring me for?
it's like John Holmes too. Like
Look, we need a realistic dick here.
Right.
We need a very average dick, okay? 'Cause
We
Willem
need,
Dafoe
like-
is just dragging on the floor.
We need like a blonde girl in a Christian music video dick. We need like someone who's like above average hot, but like not too hot that it takes away from it.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
Almost
shit.
girl next door. Next door.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, we got onto that from Sound of Freedom, which is the new Mel Gibson film with the guy from Passion of the
Passion of the
Christ.
Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen this. It's about
Passion of the Christ.
Isn't it about fucking like
killing Jesus?
oh
It is,
no,
yeah.
isn't he like
No,
the
not-
Navy SEAL that supposedly killed Osama bin Laden or something?
no, it's about it's about child trafficking ring.
That's it. Yeah, Christians are real big into that right now with movies.
Yeah. So
they
and
love child trafficking.
They're making a shitload of money off of it.
Yeah, they're obsessed with it.
so it's based on true events. I haven't seen this, but there's a reason I bring it up. I'll get to it in a second. But it's based on real events. I don't probably loosely, I would imagine, right? But like it's about a child trafficking ring, and it's directed by Mel Gibson. It stars that guy who plays Jesus in Passion of the Christ, and he's basically this guy going like rogue because his department won't deal with the situation. So he like goes into the fucking like Peru or some shit, and he's like, basically it's like an action film where he's trying to save this specific kid. And what's interesting about this is I've heard it's like not a great movie, but also like is not really like it's like a very generic story. Like it's not touching on any like serious deep state stuff. Yet theaters all across the country, whenever it's being filmed, I'm surprised you guys haven't heard about this. They're like leaving the lights on in the theaters, or like, hey, we need everyone out of the movie theater because like there's a water leak or something. This is happening all over the fucking place, or at least it was when it was coming out. Like it's happened in
protest?
many, for some reason, the theaters seemingly do not want people to see this. Also, Disney bought the rights to this movie like 10 years ago and fucking sat on it. They just stashed it. And then finally Mel Gibson like got the rights after like the contract wore out after time, and he got another studio to do it. But they just sat on it for like a decade.
Like intentionally, so if people want
Yeah,
to
no,
see
Disney's
is
like-
that the idea.
Disney's like, yeah, we'll buy that, and then didn't do anything with it.
Oh, okay.
So
It wasn't an intentional fuck you,
I think it
I
was.
guess, or it is.
I think that, which is odd because there's nothing in there that's like going to expose anybody, from what I understand.
Or it's
Yeah.
interesting.
So it makes it even weirder that it's like being covered up. It's like, why are you guys like, that makes it even more sus. Like you could have just let this movie out there and no one would have given a fuck about it.
Yeah.
But now it's got like more of a stir because they're trying to suppress it.
Weird.
It's fucking weird. Yeah. But anyway, that's Mel Gibson's new movie he's doing.
Oh, okay. And who didn't want that, right?
Yeah.
or Mel Gibson to be in another movie.
Oh, Jesus.
Like, we need another What Women Want. There
Fuck
needs to be-
yes!
right? Thank you, right? Yeah, thank
Bring
you,
it
right?
there.
Yeah. Where is the sequel? Where is Helen Hunt? Where has she been? Isn't she in that
What
movie?
In Mel
he
Gibson's
thinking?
basement,
She, yeah.
chained to the radiator.
You know what women want?
Tell me.
Tell me I can't hear the voices anymore.
He's like every day he goes downstairs and he's like, give me a fact about women.
Tell
And
me,
she's
tell
like,
me what they
let
want.
me go. And he's like,
Yeah. People don't think it'd
He's
be
got
like
her on
that,
a
but it
cross
do.
down there.
the dude who played Jesus is like, you better tell him. He's
tell him.
coming.
Yeah.
He's purposefully got wooden stairs that creak just so he can be like, you hear him? He's coming. Just step creak.
For real, I don't think I've seen Helen Hunt in anything since What Women Want.
And now we know why.
Yeah, right. And Castaway. She was in that. That was a great movie. I don't know if they were around the same time.
Helen.
Actually, yeah, I think Helen Hunt did like 7 movies all within the span of like 2 years, and then we've never seen her again.
I'm trying to fucking place her name. Dude,
Helen
like,
Hunt, she was
her
in
face.
also a TV show called Start Craving Mad.
No, I'm confusing her with someone else.
No, it wasn't Start Craving Mad. She was in another shitty 90s TV show. It's not important.
It's funny that we're talking about movies because I just had Joseph Jarrett on, who is also in Big Jed's Big Rigs, and we were discussing Cinema Junkie, and that's all we did is we fucking talked about movies for like an hour and a half.
Is that the dude from Dangerous Method?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
he's in
other
this band
things.
too,
Yeah.
and Indifference. Yeah, he's Taxiway. Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say he's in like a bunch of bands.
he gets around like a fucking slut,
They're
just
all
like
pretty
this guy.
incestuous.
All Josephs are sluts.
Yeah.
Band sluts.
Well, also regular sluts.
Both of
All
those
right.
things.
Sluts?
What have you guys been listening to like in the last like week?
Last week, listening to a lot of Zach Bryan.
Okay.
Zach Bryan.
Yup.
Does he do the chicken fried song?
No, that's Zach Brown.
I
No,
was gonna say I'm surprised.
no, I fucking hate Zach Brown. Zach Brown can go fuck himself.
Dude,
And
he's
his
a
fried
big
chicken.
fan of the show, dude. He watches it every week.
Look,
He's gonna be pissed.
There was one time I wrote a song, and then my cousin was like, "That sounds like a Zach Brown song," and I was
Ooh.
like, "What the fuck do you mean?" And then it's basically the same chord structure. And I've had a blood feud ever since. It's like with the Black Keys. I've had a blood feud with the Black Keys for like 5 years. My wife shoulder checked Dan Overbite when she was going out for a cigarette when we went to go see John Moreland.
Dan Overbite.
Damn.
Yep, Dan.
I don't know who that is, but that's a cool name. Is it a stage name or is it real?
It's Auerbach. I guess that's
Dan
his name.
Overbite.
Dan, who is
That's his
Overbite?
fucking name now, Dan
Yeah.
Overbite.
Yeah.
And then
That is not a cool name. What are you talking? That's almost as bad as Gerbil Chris.
I know, right?
yeah.
Fuck me.
But no, she shoulder checked him, and I used to work at
Chris
the
is
Whole
awesome.
Foods
Fuck
out in Green Hills, and that 8-foot tall ass drummer used to come in, and I would just stare him down for whatever reason. For some reason, he gave me a look one day, and I was like, blood feud. I was like, I fucking hate you now. Oh, speaking of Whole Foods and music people, I fucking farted on Casey Musgraves.
What?
It was a rancid one too, dude.
At a Whole Foods?
Oh yeah.
What?
Yep, her and that fucking dude, what was it? Rilo Ken or Kylo?
Kylo Ren.
Yeah, that's
The Star Wars dude?
No, it's her fucking husband at the time.
He played Kylo Ren.
I fucked
Rilo can, dude. Get it right.
it's fucking whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So I-
Mr. Casey, former Mr. Casey Musgrave.
Yeah,
right.
former Mr. Musgraves. No, fucking I ate a whole thing of raisins one time. I'm talking that fucking
Raisins?
Raisins.
This dude's crazy.
Not
He's got
even
the best
chocolate
fucking
covered
stories.
Huh?
Not even chocolate covered raisins?
No,
Just-
dude, just straight up. And
Hell yeah, dude.
so it was like closing. It was like 8:00. No one's fucking in there. And like I've had it brewing in the boiler for a minute. and I've just been afraid to let it go. And then all of a sudden, no one's in there, and I'm just like fixing up the chopped fruit, and
Like you do.
I'm like, all right, here we go.
Here-
Dude.
here
No
it
one's
comes.
around me, and I just let this fucker go. I'm telling you, it was hot.
Oh, it was a raisin fart too.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Those got to be the worst.
This thing was.
That fart was sunmade, bro.
I felt bad, and I thought I was alone. All of a sudden, I hear this little voice, and I'm like, no, because not 20 minutes later, I was like, I went through this whole thing because I'm sidetracking again, but I promise this wraps back around. So, as I was thinking about this fart and was self-conscious about it, I was like, what if I accidentally fart on Carrie Underwood and she won't be able to do the national anthem at the Predators game and they lose the fucking season, right?
Yeah, all because of your fart.
All because of my
yeah,
fart.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's demoralized.
Well, yeah, and your farts are very important.
Yeah. Because I made her obviously very ill from my gas.
She's hospitalized.
She's sensitive.
It's
Yeah.
like the butterfly effect. A butterfly's
Look,
fart.
They're rich people. They're sensitive.
Right.
They're not normal people.
Oh heavens!
Oh heavens! I've got the cold. Start to GoFundMe. We got Matthew McConaughey. Look, man, we got to get Carrie the help.
That's good.
No,
Fantastic.
you catch me when I'm sober and doing a McConaughey impression. But yeah, no. So I'm like, I'm going through that whole thing. What if I fart on Carrie Underwood? Almost kill her and shit like that.
Yeah, what if I farted on someone talented? Turns out you farted on Casey Musgrave.
Oh yeah, no. Like as soon as I let this thing go, dude, it just crept out, and I was like, "Oh God, it's from hell." And I
You
just,
said it was hot.
yeah.
Oh, when it's hot, you know.
When it's hot, you know it's bad.
It's gonna. You're like, oh, this is gonna be. I'm gonna not like this.
That's why I call it sunmade.
So I hear this little voice, and she's like, "What do you want?" I'm like, "Fuck off." No one's been around me for like 15 minutes, and I turn around. There she is, all 4 feet of her, because she's a short woman. And
She was like a head height for this part.
yeah, and her husband's just right next to her. I'm eye level. I'm like, I'll kill you. And I ran and hid in Floral. And I was like, I just shit on the Queen of Nashville.
Oh my God.
And then she got divorced like 2 weeks later and was hiding out at what was my wife's workplace. She was hiding out at the Graduate Hotel. And I was like, I killed their marriage.
Yeah, she thought he
Nice.
did it.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, I can't be with you anymore.
Yep.
after that.
I might as well fucking gave him the pen.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Divorce attorney, Big Jed.
Yep. Look, man, you want to divorce someone, you have me come around.
Mhm.
I'll fart.
They'll leave.
That's the
Every
marriage
time.
ender right there.
Right.
We
Just let
did-
me know in advance so I can get the raisins like ready.
Yeah.
Prunes make you shit. Raisins make you fart. That's the thing.
Yep.
That's what my grandfather always said.
on his deathbed.
Right.
Mr.
Yeah.
Gerbil.
Right.
Do you want to tell him why I call you Gerbil Kris?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they're curious or they've not asked, so maybe they don't even want to know.
Well, I didn't ask
They-
them
they
if they
probably-
wanted
Is it
to
like
know.
a
I asked
Gene
you.
Hackman thing or
He, I mean,
Well,
maybe we'll come back to this and you can do your thing.
all right. There you
Yeah.
go. That works. We'll get back to it. We won't leave you hanging the whole night.
Gene Hackman
Or
was
forever.
the dude from Mothman, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you know moths die after sex?
Really?
Yeah, the one that I fucked did.
He's done a variation of that bit every time he's been on here, and the first time he did was about gerbils. So
Oh, well, you caught me at the right
hence-
time.
Hence Gerbil Chris. Hence Gerbil Chris. And also I fucked gerbils to death.
yeah, canon.
Exclusively to death.
Oh,
It's I mean, there's no other way, really.
There was so I
Not
told
really,
that to your friend.
Put them up your butt. Maybe they could live. Yeah, like Mr. Slave style.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
From South Park.
I
A lot of
remember.
them.
I think Alex.
Lemon wings.
I think Alex told him he was like the last time he was on there. He's like he said that stupid joke every time he's been on the podcast, and he was like, "Was it ever funny? Any other times?"
That's right.
And then,
I was
The answer
like,
is
that
no.
was good.
yeah,
The
it
answer is
was
came-
like,
it
no.
came
I was
back,
like,
and
no.
I was like, it's a good thing this man's in his bottle, otherwise you wouldn't have gotten a laugh.
I
Yeah.
laugh at the dumbest shit though, dude. Like I was coming up with like Fallout D&D lore, and I remember this one time when I was at this bar when I was like 9, and
Yeah.
and it was in Iowa, and
Okay, even better.
Yeah, with Slipknot playing.
no, but the funny thing is I was not far from where they were stationed.
Stationed. They're at war.
Look, man, you ever been to Iowa? You're at war
No.
with depression.
Oh my god.
Oh no, so I was like 9, and I was like trying to get a quarter for the pool table, and this dude just hammered. He looks over, he's like, I'll give you this quarter, but you're gonna take my dogs out tomorrow night. And I was like, all right. And coon hunting was like big around there. Like it is the most fucked up sport I have ever witnessed. Like training coon dogs is traumatizing. Like,
watching
tell me more.
animals get ripped apart.
yeah,
Yeah,
like if you,
I'd imagine that's
like-
pretty fucked up to see all the time.
yeah, like dude fucking brings a trapped coon, and there's like 5 dogs, and then just it's fucked up. And yeah, this dude was like, I'll give you a quarter for it if you take my dogs out tomorrow. And I was like, all right. So I didn't do it. I played pool. But no, so I was coming up with like fucking Fallout D&D style lore, and I remember that. And I was coming up with like this quest, because you know how you always get a dog?
Yeah.
I came up with this thing where there was just like this dude in a wheelchair who lost his leg for whatever fucking reason, and I was fucking cackling over the stupidest goddamn thing. He was like, take my dogs out, see if you could tree a couple radcoons. And I fucking
Radcoons.
yup, because like I was trying to come up with like a
Radiated.
Tennessee version
Hmm.
of Fallout, and I was like, rad scorpions don't make sense. And then I thought of radcoon, and I just started fucking
That's fantastic.
howling.
That's clever.
Yeah.
Rad as in like radiation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
You
that's
ever
fun.
played Fallout?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
A little bit. Which one? 3?
New Vegas.
New
Vegas is great.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before Bethesda fucked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
Mine was a bit glitchy, but it was a great game. But man,
You guys know about Starfield?
Yeah. I've
yeah.
heard like, 'cause I
I
remember
don't
when the beta testing was going on and everyone was pissed about it.
Mm-hmm.
But now that it's like out, and I'm sure like after the beta testing was done, they took everything with a fucking grain of salt and fixed most shit. I've heard good things, but it's gonna be one of those games I have to like play to fucking see if I hate, or if my wife just like takes control over, because then you know it's a good game. Because
I
I
wanna
tried
play
to
it.
play The Witcher 3, and I was playing it for like an hour, and then she was like, can I try? She's fucking played it over like 3 goddamn times. DLC. and
Witcher
all.
3 is fucking dope, man.
Yeah,
no
Witcher 3
shit.
is sick.
Even the DLC, like it's like that's some of the best shit in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great
Uh,
fucking game.
The CEO of Xbox went on, like, this doesn't even sound real. He went on a podcast and he was talking about like I just can't even believe he really said this. He was like something along the lines of it doesn't making good games does not profit us. Like there's no it wouldn't benefit us to make good games. And it's like, wow, The CEO of Xbox just said that.
I mean, think about it. Like, think about Baldur's Gate 3. The first kind of true mainstream D&D style game.
Mm.
Now, I fucking love that shit. Apparently, a bunch of people hate it because it's hard. Yeah, it's not fucking easy. You have to deal with skill checks. You can't just run up on something. You got to plot shit. Like, if shit isn't like just run of the mill at this point that you can't play with your buddies, like Call of Duty, like, do people really give a shit? Like, there's gonna
Not
be
as
a
many.
crowd that
Yeah.
fucking loves the good game that you put out. But if it's not just a Broadway hit of a game, like, it's not gonna do great.
Yeah.
Like, why do you think like 2K and shit just has massive profit margins?
They do Borderlands.
Are you talking about like 2K, like the
Oh no, like
basketball
yeah,
or-
like the basketball game. Like
Oh,
every year,
okay.
like a sports
They
game,
just
fucking cut
pump
and
out
dry.
the same game over
Yeah.
and over again, and they're like,
Yeah.
it definitely has like a new engine. It's
Sports
more
games be like
realistic
that.
and blah,
It's
blah,
got
blah.
eyebrow physics, but it's
No,
like,
they have had eyebrow physics for like years, or like at least in their back pocket. Yeah, yeah,
if it's not,
it's a cash grab.
it's not. If it's not palpable to like the masses, then
It doesn't benefit them to make it.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel you.
Mhm. Or if it's shitty and free to play, that they can make money off of the fringe population that spend a bunch of money on, like literally aesthetic things in the game.
Yup, fucking Fortnite.
I think that's definitely
yes, or
true.
like a lot of them.
It's just
It
funny.
makes sense, and like they
Yeah.
don't have to take anywhere near as much time as developing. Like like Bethesda has had to do with their games and whatever.
Yeah, I get what you guys
for
are
Xbox
saying,
bottom.
and I agree with that. It's just funny to me that the CEO of Xbox fucking said that. Like, it's
Horrible.
like honestly, like props to him for being honest.
Yeah.
You know, like that's awesome.
Yeah.
But it's just hilarious. It's so funny to me. And Todd Howard,
Fuck Todd Howard.
the CEO of Bethesda, was he said he was talking about, he's like, with Starfield, this is before it came out, he's like, with Starfield, we're just trying, we like to give our developers room to make what they want. And then turns out like 40% of the staff working on Starfield quit the fucking project. And it's like, oh, okay, they wanted to build this, huh?
They really wanted to. Right?
I'm detecting some bullshit here, Todd.
Yep.
But yeah, it's like you're saying though, like it really kind of doesn't benefit a studio to dump all this money into a game if it's not like a blockbuster hit, like a AAA title.
Yeah. Which, I mean, how the fuck are you gonna know that?
Yeah.
Mhm. Right. I wish I could play Starfield, but I only have a PlayStation 5, so I've
You're waiting for the 6 to come out.
yeah. I've thought about getting a fucking Xbox Series X or something just so I can play it, but it's like I just can't justify it. I can't justify just buying another console.
It's fucking it's console specific.
It's on PC, isn't it?
because fucking
No, it's on PC.
I don't have a PC.
It's just not
fucking
on
gaming PC
PlayStation because
It's not on
Xbox owns
PlayStation.
Bethesda now.
Yeah, and that's like
Okay.
why they own Bethesda, is to make Starfield, and
Starfield.
Elder Scrolls 6, and well, I mean they own ZeniMax, so it's a lot more than just Bethesda.
Like, tell me if you guys disagree, but I'm pretty sure like console's dead. Like a lot of people are moving to PC now because of, well, Sony took a huge hit with like not being able to get PS5s out to people.
Oh yeah.
And the Xbox doesn't have any games. So it's
Yeah.
like, I think like Nintendo's the only one like hanging around. I think we're gonna see a huge shit. Like even most of the Sony titles are on PC now.
Yeah.
Like Final Fantasy 16 is coming to PC. Like
They've started putting them
Mhm.
on there too.
And that's like a flagship thing for Sony,
Yeah.
and they're gonna be putting that on, porting it to PC. So
I think that the next phase would probably be cloud gaming on
Yeah.
some sort of device that it's all like basically streamed, and that's like why Xbox has put so much stock into their Game Pass model.
Yeah,
is 'cause
Xbox does have
they
a good
want
Game
that
Pass.
to be a, and that was part of it with like the whole Bethesda thing. They're like, we're gonna buy that, put it all on Game Pass day one. You know, I think is Starfield day one Game Pass?
Nah,
I don't know.
fucking know.
Probably is. And they're like everything day one Game Pass to market that shit because they think, and probably rightly so, that that's the future. Like because they look at
Subscription
Netflix,
services,
look at Netflix. Everybody wants a subscription service. They look at it as passive income because it kind of is.
Yeah.
Gabe Newell, founder of Steam, said something years ago that like kind of stuck with me, and he was talking about like piracy, like people pirating games, and he's like, we don't give a fuck about piracy because we make things so easy to get anyway, like we make it easier for you to get it from us than it is to pirate it. So like
okay,
like
Yeah, I think that's
interesting.
all you do is
Steam.
just Steam.
Yeah. I mean, like that I dislike the idea of Steam in the sense that if some kind of crazy event occurred and Steam went down, all the games that I have on there, because they do require a Steam launcher to play, I won't have access to anymore. So you don't really own the games that you play on Steam because it necessitates having access to Steam to be able to play them. At the same time, despite that, and despite there being other options, I still use Steam because it's so goddamn convenient that I'm like, I'm like, fuck my morals. It's easy.
Yeah,
The Netflix of
Yeah.
gaming.
Yeah.
Steam.
I like
Steam's doing it right.
I like tangible media. I like to buy games, physical games, but I also will buy digital games sometimes on PlayStation because of the ease of it. I feel that. Like a lot of
Well-
times, like even if you disagree with it, it's like, no, it's too goddamn easy to do it. I don't have to leave my house. I don't have to go anywhere. I can just play it right now.
Buying a disc is pointless these days anyway, because so little of the data is contained on the disc, and it still requires access to, let's say it's PlayStation, the PlayStation systems to actually be able to play all that. So it's the same situation. You don't really own that game because
It is, yeah, it's a software license, but I can take that game and give it to you, and you can play it. That's my biggest thing with it.
Yeah.
is
like
that I
resale.
can share it.
Yeah.
And I used to trade them in because that's also a thing. You can make money off the trade in. You could sell it if you want to, but then I stopped doing that. I was like, because also big reasons because GameStop gives you like 15 cents for every game that you trade in.
Shit, just go to the cave.
Right, yeah. It's like hardly ever worth it to sell. I'm gonna make $3 off of each game. I just decided to start keeping them so that if I ever did want to play them again, I could.
Save them
And
for your
then
kid.
I let friends borrow them all the time. Rarely ever get them back.
Oh, you have God of War?
Yeah. I've got a War. I've
PS4?
Ragnarok. Mm-hmm.
Let me borrow the first God of War.
Any big game that I get like brand new, I usually buy physical, and God of War, yeah, for sure.
I was gonna buy it.
How
I
about you?
I haven't played the
PS5.
first. I haven't played the first one yet. Do you have the first one?
I don't still have the first one.
Okay.
That was back when
It's
I
like-
was still trading them in.
It's like $20 right now. So
Another
Yeah,
one
they're
where you
cheap
see
now.
giant boobs.
I hope. I don't remember seeing giant boobs.
no, I think you're thinking of
Unless
that
I've seen
adult
too many
visual
giant
novel
boobs.
that I was playing. That's the one with the giant boobs.
I'm into giant boobs though. I mean,
Like I remember being fucking in school when that first one came out, and like
maybe in the original God of War.
yeah, because like there's like that
Oh.
one Greek god that's like apparently got her like fucking boobs out.
that could be
And
like old
that's-
school God of Wars. Yeah.
Yeah.
Based goddess.
Yeah. one of my weird core memories is that goofy fuck just being like, you can see boobs in it. And I'm like, I can do that at home. I've got a VHS player.
It's like you pay to see boobs. Who
I
does
just go
that?
find my old dad's movies.
I still watch scrambled porn.
What
What is that?
Scrambled porn. It was like
that
on the
DHS?
TVs back in the days, like on cable, especially analog cable, and you try to watch the porn channels, but it's all like
Oh,
scrambled.
yeah.
But every now and then, if you watched it long enough, you could see like a fuzzy nipple
Yeah.
or like a wavy nipple.
You can catch some tasteful underboob under that
Right.
static.
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
And
No,
did you
I have
ever
no
like
idea.
cable back in the day? It would like some like channels you didn't have. It would come in all scrambled. especially
I've never
'cause
watched porn on TV.
analog cable, because that was like the only way they could like not let you watch it. It would scramble the information on the channel.
No, I have a thing called the internet.
Yeah, this is old folk shit. This
This
is
is old folk
pre-internet.
But yeah, man, it looked like there was like softcore porn on Skinamax or
Yeah.
like whatever the Spice Channel, I think is what it was called, something like that. You
Wow,
could
Skinamax.
Oh,
This is like a
Skinamax.
completely foreign language to me. I have no
Yeah,
idea what you're fucking talking
if you
about.
just like would watch the scrambled shit, sometimes you could see some shit in the scrambledness.
Oh,
Like there'd be
God.
like a titty you'd see and be like, all right, ah, fuck. And like spawned a generation of premature ejaculators because we had like 3 seconds to fucking get off.
Gotta get it quick.
Ah,
Oh my god.
Speaking of that, and old internet. Jesus, do you remember like on DHL or what is it?
DSL.
That's it,
Yeah.
DSL. Waiting for like 20 minutes for like just boobs to show up.
You're
You're
like
waiting for
watching
the
it like
fucking-
line by
The
line.
page to load up, and you're like, I hope to God no one comes home, fucking pants around your ankles. You're in the dining room.
Because that's where
You're
your
just
On the
computer
family
is.
computer.
I'm ready.
Because it's got to be plugged into the one phone line that's available.
Oh yeah. And then you're just like, if someone walks in that door, I'm screwed. Everyone's walking away with trauma today.
And it'll be worth it. This
Yep.
is shaping out great.
There
As
was-
it loads.
There was a Mission Impossible aspect of jerking off when you were young.
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
Just the-
Espionage.
The threat of being like caught.
Yeah.
You couldn't like hide in the bathroom.
Did you ever download porn off Napster or any of those services?
No,
Dude, it was
no.
a crapshoot. Because it would be titled something, but you never know what you're actually gonna get.
Yo,
And
get
it would
like a
take, like,
preview.
3 days to download a video, and you're like, man, I'm gonna get off so hard to this video. It's like big booty midgets. Like, this is gonna be great. Maybe you guys can't relate
And
to
then,
that.
then they were
last
all
one,
way
but-
too tall.
It's like that.
Like, what
God
the
damn
fuck?
it. These
And it
are
was-
averages.
Right. It was all dudes, and you're like, ah, well,
Gotta jerk
that's
off
all I got.
anyway.
Gotta jerk off anyway.
I'm fucking here. Might as well
Not for-
expand my horizons.
It wouldn't always be, or they'd be like old people, and it'd be like, well, yeah. But
Some-
sometimes it'd be really good, honestly. I remember finding one. It was called Heather I Deep Throat was her name.
What is it's
Yeah.
subtle.
So
It's subtle. I don't
is
understand.
that like a first, middle, last name, like Heather, middle initial I, last name Deep Throat?
It's gotta be right.
God,
She's still around. You can look her up, Alice.
old school porn was something else, dude.
Oh, for sure. But hers were consistently good. So I remember.
Yeah.
I found it not long ago. That's why I say it's still out there. I got a raging nostalgia boner. It was great.
Yeah.
Never come so hard in my life.
Is a nostalgia boner in black and white?
Just imagining
Yes.
nostalgia critic right now. It's fucking weird. Just his trilby.
Nostalgia critic, is that a
Oh,
I
that's a
remember Nostalgia
YouTuber.
Critic.
YouTube?
Mhm.
Nice. I love YouTube.
Angry video game nerd.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Angriest video game nerd.
Shit. My favorite, and I still watch to this day. My favorite YouTube video game channel is Oni Plays.
Dude.
I fucking
Bro.
love Oni
Dude.
Plays.
Me too. Have you seen Smiling Friends?
Yes, love Smiling Friends. I'm
Dude.
so happy for Zach.
Yeah, dude. Okay, like
Even Tomar's in it. Let me get a number 3.
number 3. Dude, yeah. Now you're talking about language. I'm all about Oni Plays. That's my shit,
It's
man.
so fucking crazy watching that show after watching that channel for so long, because you see so many of like the fucking like so many of the jokes that they used on the Oni channel in that show,
Mhm.
and it makes me so happy.
Speaking of getting caught watching porn, the guy on the walls.
God.
You remember that? yeah.
You gotta not.
You're like in our. I don't think you're supposed to be in like our office. Well, yeah.
No, the fucking when Charlie goes down. Dude, I told you. If you do that one more time, I was gonna hit you.
Yeah, I'm super happy for Zach too.
Their grandma.
I don't know who's actually.
You ever seen Psychic Pebbles?
No.
Oh my
You
god.
remember
like the name,
Hellbenders?
Mm,
Dude,
Hellbenders.
That's my shit, man.
Wow, Chris, you can sell that. That's pretty good. You look pretty good.
That was a really good Chris O'Neill. Holy shit. Dude, you got impressions, man. You got the
Yeah.
best stories. You got the we had the best stories. We had the, best impressions.
The best
See,
impressions.
I wanted so badly to be able to do a good Trump, but like the
best.
only person who really does a good Trump is Zach Hadel.
Oh
Psychic
yeah.
Pebbles,
Yeah, no,
like-
he Shane Gillis does a good one,
Yeah.
but not as good as Zach Hadel.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
like it's like separate but an exaggerated.
Don't give him his jacket. Kick him out in the cold. Don't give him his jacket.
Yeah.
Feel that wow.
God damn it. That is one of the funniest fucking people on this goddamn earth.
I enjoy that.
Feel that wow. Feel that wow.
Whoa.
Just-
I got a leg cramp from drinking
Fucking-
beer.
Dude,
Oh,
you
what
could
the
you could
fuck
start
was
some
that?
you could be the vocalist in some sort of weird obscure band and go with I could see it. I'd be into it. Honestly.
Make pig squeal great again.
Dude.
Oh, have you ever
That's
seen
a
his
campaign.
face?
Zach?
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks
It-
like his drawing.
It upset me so much when I saw Zach for the first time.
Hmm.
I was like, I saw it once and I refused to ever see it again. It upset me so much.
He's like, there's like one image of him, like at a Comic-Con or something, like at a
Yep.
panel, just sitting there.
Yup. I never wanted to fucking see it ever again. I was like, this
Yeah.
isn't who I imagined. You're not Zach.
The way he draws himself is his real face.
Yeah.
Like that guy's an imposter.
Yeah. The person I'm seeing is OI, organic intelligence, and he's an animation.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, to revert back to that fucking impressions bit, like what was funny about me doing impressions is that's what my math teacher said I should do.
Impressions?
Yup. He's like, you should just go into fucking radio. He tried to get me to do like my senior year, like end of year, like algebra thing, like presentation, but to do it in like characters. And I'm like, that's stupid. I'm not doing that. So I didn't do it. And I scraped by with algebra with a D, and I graduated high school.
I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness, and I was also homeschooled. So I had no friends, is what I mean to say. And
That explains a lot.
I
About
mean,
you,
I had a
actually,
Jehovah's
right?
Witness friend when I was like in middle school and high school, and then
See,
he
he went
like
to
cut us
school.
off as soon as like we fucking graduated. It was weird. It was
It's a
like
cult.
cold turkey.
that's what they do. They're not allowed. Well, they're not allowed to have friends like that.
Yeah,
Like he was your friend because he like you guys were in the same place.
yeah,
But now that you're not in the same place anymore, he's literally not allowed to do that.
yeah. I
Um,
saw
wow.
that dude get drunk for like the first time ever,
Nice.
and it was like the high school graduation, and he was like, "I'm gonna tell Becca I think she's fucking hot," and I was like, "Do it for God!"
But I was homeschooled and I cheated my entire way through school. Like you remember Wolfram Alpha? Know about
That
this?
sounds so familiar.
It was
Sounds like a game.
it was like one of the first like advanced calculators.
That's it. I know what you're talking about.
So I would use it like I took like algebra 2, trigonometry, calculus, and I cheated my entire way through all of it because like they're like the tests where you just take the tests online. Like I had a curriculum, like I had textbooks, but I barely opened them because I'm like, oh, I can just plug this in the Wolfram Alpha. Which honestly, with the internet at your fingertips, why do I need to know trigonometry when I can just punch this into a fucking calculator?
Yeah.
Or the internet.
They don't teach us shit in school. Like I had a curriculum based out of like the Tennessee school board. So like I got the same shit everyone else did. I just cheated. But like it's fucking bullshit what they teach kids, especially now. Like the generation coming up
dude.
now is fucked. But
You said you were homeschooled?
mhm.
Yeah, so was my wife. She basically learned from a computer.
Yeah,
And like,
It's crazy too, because like I'm like doing math shit, and my mom doesn't know the answer. So like, my teacher doesn't know what we're doing, and so you just gotta like. I think she knew that I was cheating,
yeah.
and just didn't give a shit.
I mean, as long as you're passing, I guess that's all
Yeah.
that matters.
Yeah, I have a diploma, a high school diploma, so it like, yeah, whatever, right? And but yeah, what they're teaching kids now is like super fucked up. Like
New math pisses me off.
new math.
The
New
Common
math.
Core.
Yep, Common Core.
What?
It is different.
Like, basically,
Things are a bit different.
like, imagine 2 plus 2 times 4. What is that?
2 plus 2 times 4.
Yeah.
It'd be 8 plus 2, 10.
Now you better explain to me exactly every goddamn step of the way.
Oh.
You better not leave a number out.
I gotcha.
That's Common Core. And you have to show your fucking work. You have to show every fucking step. And
I always hated the showing the every fucking step bullshit. Because it
yeah,
was like, you know, you don't. A lot of it you can do in your head. So, and I always bitch about that.
They specifically don't teach you anything practical. Like,
taxes.
yeah, yeah. Like,
I would have loved to learn how to do my
Thank you.
taxes at 18.
dude, yeah. Like, can you imagine how much like that would have fucking helped?
Yeah.
Like I think they specifically don't teach you anything useful because they don't. Why would it benefit the government for us to be educated? Like
I mean,
make it easier for us to overthrow them. I don't think they're gonna do that.
Well,
I
think about
yeah.
shit the way it is now. Everyone's divided. Everyone's mad at each other.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If we all are on the same fucking common footing, like we all have the same fucking IQ, we all could see what the hell was going on. We could actually deduce shit. Like, couldn't really have the wool pulled over your eyes, or at least they'd have to try a fucking lot harder.
Yeah, it's really easy, and I don't think they even really try. Like you said, they don't try very hard. I think it's because they don't care at this point. They don't
Yeah.
care if you know anymore.
Like fucking during
Yeah.
COVID, they were like dropping aliens, like here, aliens, and we're just like, I fucking don't care.
Yeah.
I'm trying to eat.
So, actually, that's a good segue. What do you? Okay, so obviously,
Alex
there's
like,
aliens.
aliens. That's
Yeah.
why Alex like, wait, aliens. We talked about aliens. All right, here's a good segue.
Did someone
aliens.
say aliens?
He's like aliens. You
So-
can see his excitement as he like.
So obviously, there's other life out there. Like the universe is seemingly infinite. Pretty much everyone I've talked to is like, well, yeah, there's got to be life out there somewhere.
for there not to be.
Exactly. It's borderline impossible for there not to be life outside this planet.
Yeah, but is it like little green men? No, I think it's like something else.
Do you think they've been here?
I mean, here's the thing. On our own scale, as our government set people to places undercover and us not know about it, them not know about it, the country that had the people sent, like, you got fucking Bob, right? They're going to send Bob to fucking Jamaica. Bob's going to be in a ghillie suit this whole time. Palm leaves. He's going to have a coconut on his fucking ankle.
On his ankle, goddamn.
Yeah. He's just going to be like hanging out on the beach.
Okay.
No one knows he's there, but he's there. Statistically, since mathematically aliens exist, they have been here. It only makes sense.
Yeah, I think so.
Because think about an ant. Does an ant have a fucking clue what we are?
No.
We know what they are. We know their whole goddamn world. Step on an anthill, they don't know what the fuck it is. Could be a comet.
Yeah. Oh,
They don't.
That's funny. Yeah, it could be. And like that. That's a good point. Like I think
They're not
They've been
familiar
here
with
the
the
whole
idea of like a human being. They're
Yeah.
very fucking A to B, much as we kind of are. Like, we're A to B to something that has much higher thinking. We are an ant compared to a person who can, or a thing that can think fucking 5 times around us.
Yeah.
So like,
if they have the ability to get here, then they're like, we don't stand a chance intelligently. Like,
Yeah.
like if they can get, well, I mean, just from another planet at all, even in our solar system or in our galaxy, it's like, yeah, like their age is beyond us.
Right.
Like, not even standing a fucking chance.
We're
I think they've been
relatively
here the whole
new, man.
fucking
The
time.
Christians think we're 2,000 years old.
Yeah, no shit. You know what's funny about that? Like that. Okay, so like, because I was raised the way I was, I've read the Bible, and that is one thing I can say about Jehovah's Witnesses. That's kind of cool. Is that unlike some Christians, they actually read the Bible instead of just listening to a preacher.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah, I never really read much of it.
yeah, and like the thing is, people have only taken that shit literally for about 500 years. And
Yeah.
most of the history, like ancient Jews did not take that shit literally. Like they understood and they taught their kids that this is a book of morals.
Yeah,
And
I've heard it kind of wasn't really written to literally. Like it doesn't sound like it, especially through the Jewish language that it was written in.
yeah, like yeah, in he okay, so
In Hebrew.
so that's a whole rabbit hole right there. So in Hebrew, there's this thing called gematria, where so like you're an ancient Israelite. When you look at the Hebrew alphabet, you're looking at letters and numbers at the same time. So like we could do this in English too, but like you could say, okay, A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, but you have to sit there and do the math, right?
You have to think about it, right?
You'd have to think about it. If you're an Israelite, they're the same shit. So like you're looking at text and numbers at the same time.
Fuck that.
And there's hidden number shit in there that's like a lot of that shit is not even about what's written, it's about the number patterns. It's called gematria, and it's
I've never heard of that. That's weird.
oh dude, yeah, have you met Danny Burgess? He's been on shout out to Danny Burgess, he's been on the podcast a lot, but he studies Hebrew, he's a theologist.
Very interesting.
And yeah, man, it gets fucking deep. Like it's a like I think the Bible's right about a lot of shit, but it's not literal. Like it's not
I feel
trying
like
to tell you Adam and Eve.
I feel like the Bible's more or less like guidelines. Like,
Yeah.
you ever seen Dogma?
Yeah.
Is that
Dogma.
Keanu Reeves?
No.
No, that was
Ben
it's
Affleck,
like-
Matt Damon, or it's
Yeah.
a Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh,
Or a Kevin
yeah.
Smith.
Yeah.
So like, you know,
James
Chris
Hutton
Rock's
in it.
scene in there when they're on the train and she's like, whatever the hell, and something about Jesus. And he was like basically talking about how like Christianity was just supposed to be like an idea. Like the moment like it becomes a belief is when it becomes like something people would like die for, which is like fucked up. Like the Bible, if people just used it as fucking guidelines and just stories, I feel like not everything in the fucking Bible should have been left in the Bible. No one should have wrote that shit down. Like there should have been like just some guidelines thrown in.
Oh, like just don't do this. Don't
Yeah,
do this.
just don't. Just like, hey man, like you probably shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of it
it's
probably
not
was like intended for that
So-
at the time. Like because there is some interesting information. Like I remember hearing somebody talk about how there's information about using these different kind of pots, and that if it gets contaminated, you throw it away because this and that, and like
Yeah, or like don't eat pigs, and they don't really
or don't eat
elaborate.
pigs. And
but we know now it's
but
like-
we know now there was
they-
reasons
yeah.
for them saying all that shit.
Yeah.
And it's probably just like a lot of that and was people that figured some shit out, not necessarily because they knew science, but because they figured out, hey, if you eat a pig you'll get sick, so maybe don't fucking eat pigs.
Yeah.
And they just like wrote that down to pass it along.
I agree with you that it would be a lot more straightforward if they just said the shit. Like, here's what it is, don't do this, here's why.
Here's why.
But the
Why
reason
it's
they
important.
didn't is because
Well, not here's don't do this. Like, hey, maybe think about it before you do this, and here's like a reason why you
Yeah.
probably shouldn't. Like,
Yeah, and that's kind of what it is, just with extra steps, because it's like they tell us, they make it into a story, because for some reason people like relate to characters, and they're like I see what this character went through, and like I'm gonna do that because I like invested myself in this character in this story, which like it's a good way to teach kids, but like because if you just tell a kid don't do something, he's not gonna listen.
It's like
But
Sesame Street.
but I definitely agree with you that it would be a lot more straightforward if they just said what they meant.
Yeah. Like, I feel like the Bible took from like old cultures, like that
For
would
sure.
just like huddle around a campfire and tell stories about like the moon to like explain like why this happens and why this happens. And they're just like, we can fucking control so many goddamn people if we just fucking do this.
Yeah.
Like the story of Job.
Oh, that's one of my
Okay.
favorites.
Now, that was the okay. So my uncle did this thing with my cousins where they had Bible study. They had to write out the Bible and shit and all this fucking every night. My dad tried that once, and it was the story of Job. Job was a fucking plaything.
Yeah. So I have a an interesting relationship with that story. First of all, fun fact: the book of Job is older than the Torah. Like the oldest document of the Bible we have is Job. Like Genesis through Deuteronomy is older, is not as old
Came after, yeah.
as Job, which Job's the oldest fucking thing in the Bible. At least that we know of.
chronologically,
Yeah,
it's the first book.
not chronologically,
Like
but
it's the first one that came out.
chronologically means first in the story. So
Okay.
Genesis
Like
is the first one chronologically.
I guess
'cause
that just
in the
meant, like,
beginning,
it was
God
the
made
first
the
one
heavens and
that
the earth.
came out.
Yeah, it's the first one that was released. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
That's
first
where
one
I
God
started.
dropped.
Job was the first release, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
The first one that
That's
dropped,
where I
right?
started, and that's why it was the only fucking time I ever had to write out of the Bible.
I fucking hated that story when I was a kid because I'm like, why is Job such a bitch? Like, why is he doing this?
Oh, woe is me, Job, you know?
Having kind of like being an adult looking at it, I'm like,
Job was just a bad dude.
the thing is, right?
Job
Like
was just a bitch, man.
reading it, you have the
bet.
That was a bet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
between
for
him
sure.
and Satan.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it's like God was like, I'm gonna fucking prove to you that this motherfucker will be devout to me, no matter what.
But
I'm gonna kill his kids, dude, and he's still gonna fucking thank me.
But the point of that is
God's petty, man.
the point of that story.
High five, you helped me win, dude. We win. What?
And now you get eternity and a wonderful afterlife.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Go to
It's
hell,
like
Job.
Abraham, dude.
You fucking piece of shit.
Fucking Abraham had his kid on a slab, and he's like, "Here we go." God's like, "Whoa,
I wasn't serious.
whoa, man,
Bro, it was a
you
prank.
fucking
It was a
took
prank.
this here."
Yeah.
I did not. I washed my hands of you. But good on you, man.
Good on
Nice
you.
to know where you
Like,
stand.
thanks, brother. I do
Like,
appreciate it.
You are JV.
The thing
Right,
I missed about Job when I read it as a kid is Job doesn't know that that's happening. Like he doesn't know this conversation's taking place. So the point of it is like bad shit happens to you and you don't know why, but it doesn't do you any good to just go, damn you, God, because that's just gonna piss you off more.
Yeah.
And that's like a really roundabout way to getting to that point. Like it's like, but that's the thing I was missing about it is like, yeah, God's a dick for playing with Job's life and killing his kids and his destroying his land and all of his property and shit.
Yeah.
But Job doesn't know what's going on, so he's just kind of like there's these three wise men that come to Job and they're like, dude, God fucked you. You should definitely like spit in his face because he's fucked you over. And Job's like, why would I do that? Like, that's not gonna help me out. Like if he did this to me, he could make it a lot worse than it already is.
Mhm.
Anyway,
I mean, they
All that
fucking
say,
drove that point to
it
the
was
ground.
just a parable. Right.
Yeah. Shit didn't happen. Yeah.
And I think a lot of times and it same holds true for us even today as it did 6,000 years ago when man was created.
I just fucking caught that.
That Coors Light caught my nose.
That fucking beam up there, dude, tickling my nostrils.
Is that you can tell somebody an idea, but a story gives flesh to the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and that
You
like
just-
you grasp it
In the New
or
Testament,
understand it a lot better when it's in a story than just straight up like.
in the New Testament, Jesus talks about that. He's like, he teaches through parables. He's like, here's this woman who has 2 coins, and her 2 coins that she gives to the church is worth more than this guy's entire fortune because he could have given a lot more, but this is all she had. And like that,
Yeah.
that's not even like Jesus is like, that didn't really happen. I'm just telling you guys a story because it's easier for me to explain it this way than to just tell you, give everything you have to God. And like, he's really talking about the Old Testament when he says that, which Jesus is a parable too. He didn't live either, but
Damn, bro, that's cold as ice.
it's true.
Okay. Speaking of New and Old Testament God, so rounding back to one of the singles, Run Boy Run, the father in that is like an old school, like Old Testament believing dude, and
Hellfire and brimstone.
Hellfire Brimstone. I
Hell
have
yeah.
one line that I have to alter depending on the audience, and that is New Testament God is too much of a puss for old Jeb because Old Testament God was a gangster.
Yeah.
Now
You're not
on that
supposed to
note,
like him. You're
Oh,
supposed
yeah.
to fear him.
yeah.
Yeah.
On that note, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Yeah. Actually, I think we've been going for a while. I think that's a good time to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Do you
Oh,
your
we have
your
been
other
going for a
projects?
while.
Do you have
Wow, I didn't
anything coming
realize
up?
what time it was.
Uh,
It's been over an hour and a half.
no,
Has it? Shit.
Okay.
It depends on when we really got started. When did we really get started?
Like a little bit
Little
before
after
8:30.
8, right?
So we've been going
Okay,
for an
yeah.
hour 20, something like that.
Okay.
I-
Yeah, it's really good.
I like that
It's a
because
good
we
time.
talked about God and you wrapped it back to Runaway. Runaway, Runaway Boy?
Oh, Run Boy Run.
Run Boy Run. And like that, you brought the whole thing back. So I think that's a good place to wrap it up. So yeah, thank you guys for being here. This has been fun. This is your 3rd time being on. This is your 1st time
Yep.
being on. I appreciate you. It was good talking to you, man.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
Do
Let's
you
do
have
it
any?
again
Yeah.
for sure.
I would love that.
I have more stories.
I mean,
Pick a date.
dude, we'll make it happen. You're welcome back anytime. Maybe we could coordinate around like a show or something,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
or
I
or
think
another
we-
release or something like that.
I think fucking what we're working on. We're getting a live thing set up.
yeah, so we've got a bootleg that's in the can that just needs a little bit of tweaking in terms of mixing that we'll be putting out. And then we also have an entire album in the can that we just need to get mixed.
Oh shit!
So we do have things coming, but
Yeah.
Big
Oh,
things
yeah.
coming soon.
And
Yeah.
we have like a whole record done.
Yeah.
I've got like 5 songs that I want to do
Nice.
that don't necessarily work with what we're doing because they're like sadder and
When you say record done, you mean like you guys already recorded it and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
mastered? Oh
like
shit!
we
Well,
have
it's-
that record done, and then we need to flesh out like some of the newer songs that I've written.
Okay.
But we have like at least half of that done. Like not recorded wise, but like we're playing them out.
I got you.
yeah, we have a whole record recorded. It has not been mixed and mastered
Okay.
yet.
Got it.
Yeah.
So
I'm looking forward to that. Like, in quite honesty, like I really like what you guys do.
you.
It was actually, I think the first time I saw you was just when we were talking about the coming on the other night. It was at the basement,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh shit, these guys are fucking awesome. Yeah, I fuck with what you do, and I'd love to have you back sometime.
Yeah.
Do you have anything, any cover shows or anything?
I do have a couple cover shows coming up. I'm working on an album with a new band that I'm starting up,
Mm-hmm.
and I have good things going with that. The just recently landed on the name is going to be All Detention. Is the name of the band. It's gonna be more. I was in a pop punk band, kind of, with some heavier elements recently. This one will be more of a metalcore kind of band. Probably with some pop punk elements. I can't get away from pop punk. I love the shit. What can I say? But
Not the puck, fuck.
fuck yeah,
Gotta
man.
do.
But cool things. Cover shows that are coming up though. October 7th is a.
Oh, this will be out right before that. That's perfect.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
yeah.
Then it'll be the weekend after probably. It's called Biggins. It's a hair metal cover
Okay.
show at East Side Bowl, and then
That's
literally the weekend after the Halloween ball, the third Halloween ball that John Nicholson's putting on.
Hell yeah.
So those two shows, I'm doing a few songs in each show, vocals and keys stuff. It'll be so much fun.
Fuck
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
man.
I'm dressing as Omni Man for the Halloween ball.
Oh, dude, that's why you've been rocking the stash.
It's not necessarily why, but it's why I'm
You're-
doing the Omni Man.
You're like Omni Man with like an iron deficiency.
That is fantastic, dude. The costume that I got, it's fantastic. It looks a lot better than my upper half anyway. Here, funny thing about the lower half, it's like skin tight. Even wearing underwear, I mean, you can straight up see everything that's going on.
Hell yeah.
Which isn't a lot.
I'm looking forward to seeing what you got
So,
going on.
Right. October 13th, the Halloween ball. Everyone will see everything. I can't wait.
You heard it here first. Big Jed's Big
Try
Race.
Alice.
Link below. Check this guy out at the Halloween ball
Listen,
and the thing October
Biggins.
7th.
Oh yeah, hair metal.
Hair metal show.
Probably
I'm
do
doing-
another Dogma tape here and there.
Hey,
Nice, man.
Love Dogma.
See you next week.